This morning, appreciate you being out, meeting with us. Appreciate the commissioners being here this morning for a very important meeting. Mr. Van Over, could I ask you to lead us in the invocation?
There we go. Would you pray with me, please? Most gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for another day. Thank you for the opportunity to be here and to do your work for Sullivan County. Thank you for letting us all be in positions to try to move this county forward and to do good things for your citizens and the voters that we represent. Please let us have good hearts today and be cognizant of your wishes and help us make good decisions. Please let us be considerate of others. Let us be able to agree or disagree without disrespect. In your holy name, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, man. Bill, would you lead us in the flag?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Be seated. Next up on our agenda is roll call. Madam Clerk, would you take the roll? When the board opens, please record your presence. Everyone checked in? Madam Clerk, take the roll.
20 present. 20 present, 4 absent.
I declare a quorum to be present for the special call meeting of the Sullivan County Commission. Next up, public comment. John, no one signed up. Since no one signed up, I will offer the opportunity for anyone that might have missed that opportunity to sign up. Mr. Carter, you're recognized.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. I just wanted to say a couple things after last night that I thought about, and I really need to apologize and apologize to our people, and then also just express my reason for that to the commission. Last night when we were talking about postponing and this going another week, and I was pretty much like, yeah, we need to go another week, but I thought about that last night, and that's where the apology comes to the teachers and sports staff and everybody in Sullivan County. I think back to a time when I was teaching and younger, and things were tight. And I can remember working 3 part-time jobs, and my job was a teacher, and it was the middle of the week, and payday was still a week or two away, and I was trying to think, how am I going to get gas in my vehicle to make it till payday? Because I knew I had to make it work. And things were tight back then. And I think about that week, it does make a difference. It makes a big difference to some of these people. And then I think about the raise and how important that is. And I think back to a conversation I had with a lady just yesterday, and so I apologize to her for not thinking of that when we were here last night. She said, you know, you really think we're going to get this raise? And I said, we're going to try. We're working, and we're going to really try. And she said, you know, it would be really nice to go into the grocery store and be able to get a few extra things and put in the buggy. Now, I don't do that today, but I don't remember too far back when that was real. And I don't want us to remove ourselves too far from that either, that we forget that, yeah, we're talking about budgets and we're talking about big numbers. But the reason we're talking about those numbers is because of the people that it represents in Sullivan County. And I think today, I'm just hoping that we can all think about the decision we make and the people that it's going to impact. Because when a lady tells me that she's trying to make a decision, I was passing by Food City this morning and saw a sign that said, you know, ground round, $4.99 a pound. I think, oh, that's a good deal. But if I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to put a piece of meat or a package of meat in my buggy, whether I'm going to have hamburger helper without meat tonight for my kids, that's not a decision that I want to be having to make. And I don't think our people deserve to have to make that decision. So I appreciate your meeting this morning. I'm hopeful that we can come to an agreement here, and thank you for all the hard work that you've done and letting us come over back and forth. And I just hope we're at that place. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Anybody else? Seeing none, the public hearing is, comment section is adjourned. Next up, and before I go further, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of our school board members. Thank you for being here this morning. Not the most convenient time in the world, but thank you for taking the time to come. Next up is our resolution agenda, and with that, I will recognize Commissioner Vanover for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to renew my motion to consider a revised budget proposal for the General Purpose School Fund 24-25. I'm asking for the immediate consideration and adoption of item 1 by the waiver of the rules. If there's any questions, I'd like to take those now. We've got staff here from the school department. If you have any questions, I or they would be glad to entertain them.
I believe Mr. Vanover, I will interpret Mr. Vanover's motion to suspend the rules for consideration of item 1. And we have a couple of questions on the motion to suspend the rules. And where we are is we will vote on the motion to suspend the rules. And if it passes, then we will go to the resolution. Suspending a rule will require 16 votes. If that passes, we'll go to the resolution, which passage will require 13 votes. So let's have the questions. Commissioner Glover, you're recognized.
Do you want to go ahead and vote to suspend the rules first before we ask any questions?
If you want to speak on the resolution, we should.
Okay, I do.
We'll
speak.
We'll have the resolution up for discussion.
I will speak on
the
this.
motion.
Let's go ahead and vote on suspending the rules.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
Okay. Any other questions on the motion to suspend the rule? Seeing none, we'll do a roll call vote. Madam Chair, if you will. The motion is properly seconded. A proper motion. Take the vote on the motion.
Akers,
Yes.
Calton. Yes. Carr,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Crawford, absent. Cross, absent. Crosswhite,
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Glover,
Yes.
Harvey, yes. Hayes,
Yes.
Horn,
Yes.
Iverson,
Yes.
Jones, absent. King,
Yes.
Leonard,
Yes.
Locke,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Means, absent. Pierce,
Yes.
Slagle,
Yes.
Stidham,
Yes.
Vanover,
Yes.
and Ward.
Yes, ma'am.
Would anyone like to change their vote? 20 yes, 4 absent.
Have received the necessary majority. The rule is suspended. The gentleman renews his motion for adoption of item number 1, properly seconded by Crosswhite and others. And now we're open for discussion. And the first up is Commissioner Glover. Mr. Glover.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Carter, Mr. Price.
Mr. Price, would you approach it? Well,
We worked on a proposal in here and made a motion to send to you guys. And we worked together. You guys sat down and you worked on the proposal and sent it back to us. I think it's a fair proposal. I think you guys worked awful hard to make it work. As a matter of fact, I know both of y'all worked awful hard to make it work. And the other school board members sitting there with you did. That's what this is all about. It's working together to make a difference and make things right. And I think this was a common ground to meet in the middle for all those involved. And that's what we need to do in here. Over the past week or so, there have been a lot of things go back and forwards, a lot of language and a lot of just talk that didn't really need to happen and really didn't need to be there. And we, as a commission, have to find a lot of things in here, not only a school budget, but a county budget for all other departments, not just one, all departments. So I'm going to support this, and I'm in favor of it. And the reason why I'm going to support it and the reason why I'm in favor of it is the work that you all did to make us known that you all have common ground and want to meet in the middle and work these problems out. With that being said, no one in this room made any comments that a teacher didn't deserve the amount they were going to get. Nobody made comments of any other administrator. We all wanted to treat everybody as fair as we could. And for 3 years, and I want to thank Commissioner Akers for speaking up last night. For 3 years, I've sat here and talked about the support staff people. Some of these raises that was going to be handed out was more than some of these poor little old folks made in a year. And now it's going to be shown to them that they're appreciated too. And they're good people. They work hard. A little woman, I'm not going to mention her name, but she's texted and called several times. Please help us. And that's what y'all did. That's what we did. And that's what we're going to have to do together. But in the future, the next year, the next 2 years, bring us some proof that we're going to be able to keep paying for this. Each quarter, give us a line item sheet or some kind of projections of where we're going to be. And let's work together on doing this. And let's not bring 15% in here at one time and just throw it on the backs, because it's proof that the money's been over to do these raises with. Should have been doing 5% a year or whatever you could work out. But man, 15% at one time is a hard pill to swallow. And it's tough for us to sit here and treat all the other county employees fair when we're giving them 5%, their insurance goes up 3%, and they're taking home 2%. And what you said about the grocery store and the other things, it's not only teachers and it's not only, it's all of us. It's every single one of us. But we want to work together because that's a lot of money that the county taxpayers send to school department. You're looking at close to $90 million a year. And we're accountable for that money here before it goes to there. And this morning, a resident from Piney Flats, I was unfortunately unable to attend the commissioner meeting this evening at 6 o'clock. I'm responding to the potential pay increase for teachers. The pay increase was originally for 15%. Funds were available for a couple of years. Then there would be a shortfall causing another issue. Where would that money come from after that? And that's the questions that we've been asked time and time again. And we don't know how much money is going to come back from the state, and I don't think you know how much is going to come back from the state.
No, that wouldn't be a fair number I can give you.
That's what I'm saying. So that's why these questions was asked. We want to make sure that we can do what you guys said you would do. So I applaud all y'all for sitting down and working on it, sending it back. I think it's something that we can live with. I'm going to support it. I'm going to support it because I know the support staff needs it, and they're very important, and the teachers need it too. I mean, they're in the room with 20, 24 kids a day, and they're home at night doing lesson plans. They're on the weekend getting supplies for their kids. And that's what it's all about. So thank both of you. The communication, I think, was there, and I want to thank the rest of the commissioners in here for standing up and doing what we thought was right. So thank yous, and I hope the next year that we can sit down every quarter and look and see where we're at, and in that way we can keep putting a plan in place to make this happen. I don't want to sit here next year and try to figure out how we're going to get $6 million to keep paying for raises. And I hope that don't happen.
I think to that point, I know last night we shared with the board and those in attendance, our online school, we have 36 students that are already been enrolled, which is funding. We have over 70. Yesterday was 70. Today we're up to almost 80 that have applied, and we haven't advertised yet. We've not really put it out there. So the sky is really the limit on what potential is there, which is a tremendous turnaround, not only on city-county split, but also on TISA funding. So we can definitely share those numbers as we're going along as well. And then just one additional thing, and I really appreciate the recognition for our support staff and our teachers, but I want to just give you an example of our administrators. Earlier this week, there was a bus accident. Fortunately, none of the students on the bus were injured. By the time I got to the bus site, which was about, we're on, and I may say this wrong, Big Arm Branch. Thank you. By the time I got to Big Arm Branch from our office, Mr. Hare and Ms. Rasnick were already on site. They were consoling students who were scared, obviously. They'd just been involved in an accident on a bus. They were communicating with parents at home about their children. They were making sure that the other students on that bus route knew that they had transportation on the way to pick them up to get them to school. And in all the midst of that, there was another student who was involved from the car, that they were concerned about the safety of that child and their injury status. Those are the intangible things that an administrator deals with that don't go into an 8-to-3 schedule beyond all the ball games, beyond all the other commitments. That responsibility that administrator carries, I think that's something Ms. Harvey and I talked about one day, is the things that go on that an administrator deals with. You can't put them on a schedule and say, oh, I did this. Their responsibility is a lot of their salary, and just the fact that they have to deal with those things on the snap of a finger. So I appreciate as I said, our administrators are all in support of this. They were very much saying, you know, I want my people to be taken care of. Don't even give me this raise if that's what it takes, but take care of my teachers and take care of my support staff. And that's the kind of leaders we have in Sullivan County. I'm proud of them. So thank you all.
Well, I certainly appreciate them standing up.
Yes.
And giving, and telling you and Mr. Price and others that they would not even take a raise if it would end up not being something positive for the team.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Carr, Mr. Price. Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Please be mindful of everybody's time, if everybody will. Commissioner Sullivan, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Director Carter, Chairman Price, you can come back up there if you want. I won't be as long-winded.
Might as well stay, fellas.
Yeah. I won't be as long-winded as Commissioner Glover, but I want to thank you both for the work. I also want to recognize Member Spivey and Member Jones for your service to the school board over the years, and thank you for your service and commitment to education and supporting our educators. Also welcome Mr. Vickers and Mr. McKinley to the school board, and look forward to working with them. So in saying everything that's been said, I'm not in favor of using fund balance for this. I think it's a risky strategy. However, my mother was a sports staff for almost 2 decades. My sister is a teacher in the school system. My daughter is graduating this year from Liberty University to be a teacher. All of you, support staff, teacher, are underpaid. All of you. It's never been about that. So my vote today will be a vote of confidence in you, Director Carter, in utilizing this properly. So I support this, and I thank you all for your efforts and your work. And again, it'll be a vote of confidence in you and this board to work together in the future to do this in a better way. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Sullivan. Commissioner Ward, you're recognized.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Carter, can you sustain this pay raise through your general fund, your budget? Can you do this?
The best I can say is to what I would feel like we have 4 sources of sustainability to help with sustainability. One, we decrease the enrollment decreases, so we turn that around. Can I tell you how many that will be? No, but that is the goal. An online school is one part of that. The second one is we take advantage of every opportunity to get TISA funding on our side. So and I've talked with our principals, I've talked with the teachers across this district, that everyone has an opportunity to be a part of that. From a third grade teacher and first grade teacher, all the way through an AP teacher in high school or CT teacher, or anyone in between. A third way is we will be getting additional funding. As the comptroller pointed out in the letter that he shared, there will be additional funding coming in from the State Department. So that's another place that we're going to be generating funds. And then the last one, and I think to Commissioner Slagle's point, I think it's on us to be very fiscally conservative and making wise decisions and doing our best for our county. And if we do all of those things, I think the sustainability is definitely there. I think we've shown over the history of Sullivan County that fiscal soundness and that conservative approach has been beneficial and been positive. So to sit here and say we can sustain it 100%, I can't guarantee that, but I can tell you we're going to do everything we can to make sure that we do our part, and that we will.
Okay. Yeah, and I appreciate what you guys have done to meet us in a happy medium. You know, like a couple guys said before, we have to think about the whole county. I'm a big fan of yours. Still haven't got my t-shirt yet, but I'm still a big fan. I strongly support this. Some of my greatest mentors are teachers. I sit in this chair today because of teachers. So I encourage everybody in this room to support this today and let this man get to work, okay?
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Harvey, you're recognized.
Thank you, and thank you for being here today. And I just wanted to make a comment to the taxpayers that may be out there questioning this. It was the negotiations that the school board actually listened to the concerns about raising the maintenance of effort and taking it out of the county budget to do that. And the beauty is that they listened to that, they went back, and they are using the fund balance, which we all recognize there's a caution flag on that, is what I would say, not a hard stop from the comptroller, but certainly a caution flag. And so we appreciate the fact that you did that, and many of us have made comments about the inflated fund balance. So it's great to see that you're using it for teacher salaries. I know things like a swimming pool and things like that have been brought up, and I mean, how can you compare the difference and you know, using it for the teachers and the support staff and administrators? So I congratulate you on that. And also, I think we should celebrate that this is also an opportunity to close the gap. And I know that's something that you are also in a war for talent. It's a battle, and I know that you've had a lot of bleeding from that, and so hopefully this is somewhat of a tourniquet that you can put on that. I know that it's probably never can catch it, but at least this is the opportunity that you have this year because you're using your own funds to close that gap. And so congratulations and good luck on that. Hopefully that's going to show some great results. And thank you again for working with us and being open-minded. And hopefully we can keep these communications going forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Akers, you're recognized.
Thank you, Chairman. I always hate to have to follow Ms. Harvey because she's so eloquent speaking and everything. I really just want to say, I know there's been a lot of emails going back and forth for weeks, and just remind everybody that when you send an email to a sitting elected official, it becomes public information if anybody ever reads it. So also kind of be careful what you put in those emails. But I will say, obviously I have my t-shirt on, and sorry Travis, you don't get one, and that was in some of the good emails, I will say how much the teachers were mentioning Superintendent Carter, you know, and you saw that they actually made up t-shirts. Now, I've only been here for 6 years. That's the first I've ever seen anything like that. And so if that's not the power of what he's trying to build down there, I think it's amazing. One thing I will say, and this is where I'm actually getting to, a commissioner has texted me to read their statement because they cannot be here today. And I know there's a lot of emails and fodder and comments about, commissioners not showing up for meetings. Well, I mean, we do have lives, we do have jobs, and right now we do. And he's still stuck at a hospital. This Commissioner Cross is at the hospital with his son who had surgery yesterday, and he was hoping to be out here. And the first thing he texted just a little bit ago, do y'all have enough for a quorum? Because I'm trying not to get there. So it does mean a lot to everybody. And if you see an empty seat in here, I know there's a commissioner that had a vacation already scheduled and such. So we don't take it lightly. We take it very seriously, and that's why it's taken this long. But as Commissioner Glover said, it seemed like there was a little breakthrough with some communication, and it is about the support staff. I mean, that's the one we've gotten beat up over years because they kept calling and asking, what about us? What about us? And I'm glad that, and because Superintendent Carter, I think, spends so much time in the schools, talking to the teachers, talking to support staff, knows what's going on, and that's what he fought for and everything. So I will support it. Obviously, that's why we're here today. Funding is still a little, iffy, but that's where we're going to have to work together and come to a final conclusion. So, thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Iverson, you're recognized.
I feel like I need to do this exact same thing in a lot of ways, but I think that by working together and seeing issues and identifying issues, I think it was actually a good growing process. Was it bumpy? Yes. Was it painful? Yes. The results, I think, are good. You guys, you and the board did a very good thing as far as coming closer to the center, and we appreciate that. I'll definitely support it and look forward to working with you over the next few years and to make it sustainable. Thank you.
Thank you. The board is clear. Anyone else seek recognition? If not, appears we're ready to vote. I'm sorry? At the request of the member, we will do a roll call vote, even though we have it on the board. So, Madam Clerk, you're prepared if you will take a vote on Commissioner Vanover's motion for adoption of item number 1.
Baker,
Yes.
Calhoun. Yes. Carr,
Yes.
Cole,
Yes.
Crawford, absent. Cross, absent. Crosswhite,
Yes.
Gardner,
Yes.
Glover,
Yes.
Harvey,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Horn. Horn absent. Iverson,
Yes.
Jones, absent. King,
Yes.
Leonard,
Yes.
Locke,
Yes.
McMurray,
Yes.
Means, absent. Pierce,
Yes.
Slagle,
Yes.
Stidham,
Yes.
Vanover,
Yes.
and Ward.
Yes, ma'am.
Would anyone like to change their vote? 19 yes, 1 abstain, 4 absent.
Have received the necessary majority, item number 1 is adopted. That completes our resolution agenda this morning. And I would not ask you to come up here at 10 o'clock on Friday morning without giving anybody of our commissioners the opportunity to speak before we adjourn. There may be some of you that like to do that. If you do, I want to give you that opportunity right now, because I'm not having a closing statement.
Motion to adjourn.
Out of order, out of order. Let me, on behalf of myself, and first of all, myself, Commission, and the people that I represent in Sullivan County, thank Chairman Jones and Mr. Spivey for their service to Sullivan County over these past years. we've come a long way, and even though the road has been rocky, we've arrived at the destination, and we've arrived together. And so I want to thank you, and as you go forward with your continued community service, which I know each of you will do, I wish you Godspeed in doing that. So thank you so much on behalf of, personally on my behalf and the people that I represent. Second thing I'd like to say, the legislative process is a pretty complicated process sometimes, and things can get off course and heated, but we are all here to serve for the same reason, that's to serve the people of Sullivan County. Mr. Vanover's prayer, he asked God to allow us to work together with respect and the agreement to disagree respectfully. And I don't want to beat that dead horse to death, but that is the basis that the legislative process works on. It's not a personal vendetta, it's not a personal feeling. It's expressing your feelings without making it personal, and you're a member of the legislative process, all of us in this room are. And I love it, because it gives everybody an opportunity to be heard. Various words have been said over the past, and we need to put those behind us, and I'm confident we're going to go forward. This is a milestone day for Sullivan County. For me personally, it's the end of a 22-year journey. And I think you've just moved Sullivan County forward in a way that's going to show in your grandchildren and your children and your grandchildren. So, Commissioner, I thank you so much. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, no. We're adjourned.